I'm Joel Berneski, Fire Chief of the Big Lake Volunteer Fire Department. It's been a grueling past couple of weeks as we battle forest fires that have hit Big Lake and surrounding area. With over 30 forest fires being actioned out of the Big Lake Volunteer Fire Hall, covering an area of around 300,000 hectares, there's been a lot going on here. But hard work and long hours are not the only thing that have come out of this fire hall. We've seen people respond with everything they have. The teamwork, dedication, generosity, kind words are only a few of the benefits that have come out of this situation. It's no question that this has been a difficult and frightening time for many people. So we wanted to make an effort to let you know what you've been a part of, because every member of this community has contributed in some way. Donations, time, support, kind words, encouragement. These have all been appreciated by everyone involved. And the teams that were out actively fighting the fires, the equipment operators, the forestry firefighters, community volunteers, and your Big Lake volunteer firefighters, all headed out with one goal in mind: to protect your community. It's my hope that through this, you'll be able to see what you've been a part of and what actions have been done while you were gone to ensure your safe return. We're not out of the woods yet, but we're well on our way.
Okay, for anybody that doesn't know me, my name is B. Hooker. I'm the current president of the Big Lake Community Association. I've been a resident of Big Lake for 45 years, moved here when I was 12 years old, so I've seen a lot of changes in this community, and one of the best changes that we've had, which actually happened a long time ago, was I believe 25 years ago, we got our Big Lake Fire Department going. And the current events that we just had here was one more time that the Big Lake Fire Department proved that they're the most valuable asset that we have in this community, besides just having good community members like yourselves that are viewing this. So the level of things that happened here in the last little while, July 7th, the lightning storm came through. Big Lake Fire Department got themselves actioned out there and were putting out a fire. That night, stayed up half the night, got her taken care of, and since then we've been actioning on all these fires. We got the assistance of the Forest Service as of Sunday morning, so we're definitely on our own on Saturday. And for any of you that are not around the community is still here and doing fine. We haven't lost any houses. We've lost a few fences that we've run over, but not fences in people's yards, mostly pasture fences for out there for the ranchers. But we're doing great here at the community. My job is taking care of keeping heavy-duty equipment organized. And so I've been all over the community in my pickup, making sure that low beds find their way out to where they're supposed to go so they don't get trapped driving into a road where they're not going to be able to get out of. Also making sure the right equipment shows up for the job when requested by the Forest Service. One thing that amazes me with all the years I've lived here is I can't believe how much water we are actually surrounded by here in the neighborhood. That not just Big Lake, but Marguerite Lake, this lake that's there, the swamp that's in here behind the hall. We're littered with lakes, and it's actually a good security thing for the community. One of the reasons why we didn't have the huge walls of flame come through here with our fires is the vegetation here is a little more juicier than what you get west of here towards town. So that helped buy us some time so that we could actually fight these fires, and we didn't get the same wind out here that caused the big blow up in and around town there Saturday. I guess that would be about 10 days ago now. So other than that, we're cooking along. We're still feeding quite a few people here at the hall, and yeah, there's been a few stresses with overworking some of the volunteers, but the more we do it, the more people come out and realize that they can help. And so the people that are still here in the community are keeping a close eye on things, and we're doing really good.
Hi, my name is Ray. I'm with the Big Lake Volunteer Fire Department. Well, it's been 2 weeks since the lightning came through BC and lit over 200 forest fires here. In our community of Big Lake, we had about 20 of those surrounding our community. And so for 2 weeks, we've been battling those fires. The fire department got together with community members and with local loggers and ranchers with their equipment. And then forestry came in with a chopper group. And we've been working arm in arm, hand in hand, to battle these fires. It's been a pretty amazing success story. We're feeling pretty good right now. But we're standing in a community here, or a subdivision here that's the fire, actually it was 4 fires that joined together to make one big one, 130 square kilometers. And it came within less than a kilometer from the corner of these homes here. So we were tasked along with forestry to come and set up this system. So there's like a few kilometers of hose here. And these bladders, there's 4 of them, 2 here and 2 up the hill. And then there's a pump 900 feet down this hill at a creek there. And then this tender we use to fill the bladders. And then the structure protection unit came in and set up sprinklers on 11 of these houses all around the edge of this subdivision here. And so we've been tasked with manning this and making sure everything's working good. It takes 200 gallons a minute to run these sprinklers, so we run them every day and ready for anything that could happen. But when I look back over these 2 weeks, I'm just amazed at how everything is pulled together. Even though our community was evacuated, most people are gone. Some stayed behind to help. And together with those people and the forestry and the fire department, we've worked so well together. And it's been a success story as we kept the fires back from our community. So thank you, a big thank you to all those who helped with this. It couldn't have been done without everybody working together.
We've been planning to be cooking for around 100 people. We have surpassed that a little bit. We've had approximately 6 key people that have been trying to organize things. When we first started off, we were relying on donations well before our evacuation notice, but we've had the forestry crews of approximately 45 since July the 9th for a good 2-week stint, 2.5 weeks it will be ultimately. We start as early as 4:30 to have our breakfast ready for serving at 7 until 11:30 at night, so fairly long hours. And we wouldn't have been able to do it, especially after the evacuation, without the people that were willing to stand behind or stay behind after we were evacuated, without their help for sure. We have been very blessed and very fortunate to have received numerous casserole dishes of any sort that people would have had. One particular couple that lives on Jacobson Road has donated, I would at least 3 complete meals, and very close to being able to be feeding at least half, if not more than half, of the 100 people that we've had. Countless donations of eggs, farm fresh eggs. I'm sure a lot of the city boys from the forestry crews have been very appreciative of that. And again, we couldn't have done it without all of those donations, never mind of physical labor, but also of the food donations. Well, I personally was not able to see any of the crew from Fort Mac. I do know that, and it gives me tingles in my arms, that when they've come at least 3, maybe 4 times to our fire hall, and the first time in particular, there was tears and plenty of big tough guys, as well as some of us ladies. I can't say enough of thank yous. It was so encouraging, and their words of encouragement were those thoughts and prayers from them and from everyone else has just been a godsend, and we greatly appreciate it. And again, I would like to thank the community of Big Lake that were able and willing to stay, that from all of the help that they've been able to provide, whether it's been home baking or home cooking or couple hours in the kitchen, couple hours doing cleanup, whatever it has been. I won't start to mention names because I would take up way longer of time, but we are very blessed to live in the community that we do and the support that we get from our own community members as well as the surrounding areas.
Yeah, hello, my name is Jack Darney. I live in Big Lake, out in the community in Big Lake. I'm also a forester at the local forest industry in Williams Lake. So my role in Big Lake as forest industry is to coordinate the equipment. I'm in charge of all of the equipment that is on the Big Lake complex of fires, along with a number of other forest industry professionals that have been called on by the BC Wildfire branch to support them in their efforts to establish fire guards throughout the many fires that are in the area. So really, in my opinion, some of the real heroes on these fires are the equipment operators that are out in front of these fires, trying to steer them, put access in to allow the BC Wildfire people time and access to safely put water on the fire after that's done. You know, guards definitely don't put out fires, but they sure help to steer the fires and allow time for the wildfire people to get in and do their fire management, which can be water directly on the fires or ignition of unburnt fuels to try and create fuel breaks and whatnot. So you know, that's really what I see on these fires is the people that are out in front of them. They're your local ranchers and people that are running these pieces of equipment, and they're the real heroes on these fires until water gets there and the wildfire people take over. You know, I think we've done quite a good job to get a lot of the smaller fires that were around the Big Lake community surrounded with guards, water onto them. The local fire department and contractors have really stepped up and done an excellent job. So yeah, it's gone very well. We're hoping that the weather conditions allow us to continue to engage in these fires and get water on them and let the professionals do what they need to do. Yeah, so some of the challenges that we have had over the last 2 to 3 weeks that are a lot different than some of the other larger fires. The Big Lake complex of fires hasn't been one large fire. It's been a series of smaller fires scattered all the way from north of Gavin Lake to right above the community and then down in the Pioneer Crescent areas. You know, I think we're in very good shape, but we are watching closely the coming weather that is upon us. Some winds and very high temperatures. So we're not going to let our guard down on these fires here, and we're here to support the wildfire branch in whatever they need going forward here. You know, overall, I think we've done very well. We've had some very successful days, and I think that things are looking very positive for the community of Big Lake right now, and we'll just continue to monitor that over the coming days.
Lyons, I am a wildfire ranger from Peace River, Alberta. I came over on export to British Columbia to work as a branch director on this complex. I'm attached to an Ontario overhead team. The team is very good to work with. They're very professional. When we got here, there was an evacuation on. It was very busy, and it's hard to kind of describe what it was like, but person just had to kind of keep a level head and do the work. But I have the crews out on the fire line now, and they have all the equipment they need, and there's helicopters bucketing, and everybody seems to be enjoying the experience, and the local people have been just incredible. The women of Big Lake in this area have been just incredible with their volunteer time and the hard work they're doing. And everybody kind of in these small communities, as you often see, helps each other. Hardship has a way of bringing out the best in people in that they start to help each other. They see that it's necessary and everybody pitches in and helps out. And you often get that in these small communities. In these small rural communities, there's a very good close-knit kind of a spirit in these areas. And people here have been just incredible. And all the people back at Caribou Fire Centre and everywhere have been really good to work with. We have people coming in from other provinces in Australia, New Zealand, working very well. They've all been a pleasure to work with. If we all continue to work together as a good team, I think we'll be successful. If Mother Nature helps us with a bit of rain, that would be good too. With the machinery we have, the helicopters and such, I would say we are winning the battle. So everything's going very well. Like I say, thus far it's been a good experience, and I'm sure that it will continue to be in the future. Thank you very much.
Hi, it's Kenny Virginia Waters. We are very fortunate to be celebrating our 32nd anniversary tonight. We definitely had different plans. My husband was actually going to be taking me out for a steak dinner tonight. So we will have to change that because we have been busy with fighting the fires, helping out with the fires and such. Ken's been doing the communication and such, and I've been helping out a little bit on the mop-up kind of stuff, containment, as well as doing the food and such.
No, this will be a 32nd anniversary that we'll never forget. And
spend it with a lot more friends than what we had figured.
Yeah, friends and family and all the fire department and forest fire guys. So it's one we'll never forget.
You bet.
So now you've seen a little bit of what's been going on over the past several weeks. I would like to thank all the people involved for their amazing help through this emergency situation. We've received so much support from the people helping out with the food and the manpower before the evacuation to those who stayed through the order and helped us with the fight. We also appreciate the thoughts and prayers and kind words from all the community members who did follow the evacuation order. It's a tough thing to have to leave your home, but it allowed the fire crews a chance to do our jobs and protect the community. Big Lake is an incredible place to live, and I believe that the 2017 fire season has only made us stronger. It showed us that if we all work together, we can do amazing things.
What are you kids up to?